Myself, Rohit Kumar R. Vagdarikar, working as an assistant professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department at Walchand Institute of Technology, Solapur. Today, we are going to discuss on multi-level inheritance in C++. Learning outcomes. At the end of this session, students will be able to understand multi-level inheritance in C++. So, already we have seen what is meant by inheritance, and we have seen single level inheritance and the different types of inheritance. So, multi-level inheritance is one of the type of this inheritance. When one class inherits the another class and which is further inherited by the another class, that is nothing but the multi-level inheritance. Means, let's say we'll have one class as a class A as a base class, and we'll have another class called it as a class B. This class B inherits the properties of class A. Okay. So now let's say we'll have the one more class called it as a class C, and this class is inherited the properties of class C. So that is nothing but the multi-level inheritance. So now inheritance is a transitive, so that the last derived class acquires all the members of its base classes. Means what? Let's say we'll have the three classes, class A, B and C, and the C is the most child class in the application. So now C is inherited from the B and B is inherited from the A. Means what? By the transitivity rule, the class C is going to access all the properties data members of the class A and class B. We'll see the syntax, how we can write. So say here the class and here class name 1. So here we can provide any class name. Fine. So this class has some body, like we are declaring some variables, properties, methods, functions and all, that is nothing but the body. Then let's say we'll have the class 2, and that class 2 is going to inherit the properties of class name 1, that is class 1. Okay. So now again that particular class 2, that is class name 2, has its own data members and has its own properties. That will be the possible. Okay. So now here we'll have the class 3, which is going to inherit the properties from the class 2. Okay. And it has its own data members, functions and methods. So that is nothing but the syntax of multi-level inheritance. Okay. So let's see the example. Now let's say we'll have one class called it as animal, and this animal class has some properties, and those are the public properties. Okay, fine. So basically we have already seen the by default the data members and the member functions of the class is a private. So that's why we need to make it as a public. Okay, because we are going to access those private data members outside the class. Okay. So in this animal class we'll have one eat method. So this eat method is having going to simply print the eating. Means what? Animal can eat. Okay, fine. So now, and let's say under this animal we'll have one class called as a dog, and this dog is inheriting the properties of animal. Okay. So now we have inherited that one, and this dog method has its own data member also, that is bark. Okay. Means what? The dog is barking. Okay. And this dog is nothing but the animal. Means what? This dog can eat and can bark. Okay. Fine. So now here we'll have the one more class, called it as a baby dog. Okay. And this baby dog is inherited the properties of dog class, right? and this baby dog, what is going to do? Baby dog is going to do the whipping. Okay, fine. So now here, if we look at the our code, animal is a parent class of dog. This dog is a parent class of baby dog. Okay, so now when we are going to create the object of baby dog called as a d1, and I am going to call the d1.eat, right? If you look at the code, this d1 is not belongs to it is not belongs to the baby dog, right? But still d1 is able to access it. And d1.bark, this d1 is the object of baby dog, but still he can access the properties of dog. Okay, and finally this baby dog is going to call the whip method. Fine. So this is what we are going to perform in this multi-level. The simple example of multi-level, if we'll correlate it with our real-time example, then what we can say, our grandparents has some his own property, right? That property is given to their child, right? That is nothing but our parents. Fine. Means what? Parents will get, obviously parent is inherited the properties from his parent. Means what? Our grandparents, right? Now next is what? And we are the child of our parents. So now we can get the properties of our parents and properties of our grandparents. And even just we are not going to stick on that properties of our grandparent and the parents, right? What we are going to do, we are studying at our own level, we are creating our own life, right? So we can create our own properties. Means what? In the inheritance, we are getting the properties of our grandparent parent to us, right? So that is nothing but the multi-level inheritance. Fine. So now let's think and write. Is it possible to have more than one parent class to the single child class? Right? Means what? One single class, child class, does have more than one parents. Is it possible? So think and write. Yes, that is possible. And that is nothing but the one type of inheritance. And we'll call it as a multiple inheritance. Means what? One single child class has a multiple parents. Means what it is going to do? That child class is going to access the properties of parent 1 and parent 2. This is not the multi-level, it's a multiple. Okay. In the multi-level, what we are going to have? We will have the levels like grandparent, parent, and then child. Okay. But here in the multiple inheritance, what we'll have? We'll have one child class, and this child class has a more than one parents. Right? Means what? If you look into this code, here this is the multi-level. Right? This animal is going to take the dog is going to take the properties of animal, right? Then baby dog is going to take the properties of dog. Means this is the multi-level. Means what? This class is a child class, and this class is a parent class, and this animal class is a grandparent class, right? But what we are going to discuss, can this baby dog has a more than one parent? Like here we'll have the dog, so that does it has a one more parent? That we are going to see in the next video. Thank you very much. References are from the Object Oriented Programming with E. Balaguruswamy. Thank you.